check it. Check it. Oh, I think I got the fever. I'm heated. Pumping up the meter. Want me a ringleader, mad party bleeder. Niggas with a storm. Lead after leader. Hey, can you dig it? I come alive, y'all give me what you got. Back up, pump, stick up, pump your fist up. You took the shadow, don't buck shots, a bus, slip up. This morning like a kid, gonna make it feel alright. Pump it up all night. Body rock, show me what you got. Let Rob break the rules. Slip up. This morning like a kid, gonna make it feel alright. Pump it up all night. Body rock, show me what you got. Let Rob break the rules. Do you wanna get check it out.
Is it time? Is this time now? Or should Corey Wong keep playing? Let me see. Oh, 1 more minute left? That's fine. Listen to this piano solo. Kevin G on the keys, everybody. Gotta love a good keyboard solo. Are we ready to start? Are we ready to start? Is this a good time? I am just done making my coffee. You know what? This is a good time to start my new intro song. Give me a second. Let me start my new intro song. Ready? Here we go. New intro song. Drum roll. This is my intro. Oh, it's delicious. Where's this song from? Bam! Full step. Bam! Woo! Ba-na-na, da-da-na, ba-na-na. You guys can all see my screen, right? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back from spring break. This is your teacher, Mr. Holden, now officially a year older. I turned 28 over the weekend. And I'm feeling as young as ever. I'm no longer going to be part of the 27 club, so that's good. That's a relief. I'll be part of the 28 club. All right, guys. Welcome back. I hope you liked that intro. Was it rocking? Did you enjoy it? Give me some feedback. Alrighty, guys. So first things first. You can see here that I am on MobyMax. Hello, welcome to the people joining the stream right now. Appreciate everyone who made it, despite coming back from a very interesting break. And we'll talk about. You know what? I can't wait to have MobyMax Wednesday, so we can all talk about it because I'm interested to hear how you guys have been. We're gonna keep it simple today. Just do a YouTube stream. Um, but first things first, you guys have a post-break assignment to do, and it's going to be located in your assignments tab in MobyMax. Okay. So this will be it's so once you log into MobyMax and you get your screen here, you go to your assignments tab and look at the date. Make sure that you do the summarizing numerical data that was assigned today on Monday, April 13th. Okay. This is what you're supposed to do. We didn't have a pre-break test, um, but we are going to do some of the assignments or the lessons that we already did before the break as sort of a post-break assessment. Okay. So I would like everyone to make sure that they get this done. There's, I believe, 3 lessons in this particular assignment. So it's the mean, median, and mode. You guys will be working on those. I believe it's 5 questions each, but um, I haven't done it myself, so I can't be sure. So again, your assignment, your post-break assignment, is to redo the summarizing numerical data lesson, which is going to have you calculate mean, median, and mode. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing today. But we also have to prepare for our next unit, which is going to be on ratios and rates. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this first. I'm going to first show the video on ratios and rates. We're not going to do an assignment on ratios and rates, okay? But afterwards, I would like everyone to access MobyMax and complete the summarizing numerical data assignment that was assigned today on the 13th. So please get that done. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into a math antics video. I know you guys have seen these videos before, and you're familiar with this guy. I hope you like him. I think he's a better math teacher than I am. But, you know, you be the judge of that. Okay, so we're going to watch our math antics video on ratios and rates. All right, let's get started.
Hi, welcome to Math Antics. In this lesson, we're going to learn about ratios. Well, what in the world's a ratio? Well, let's look it up in a math book to find out. It says here that a ratio is a comparison of 2 numbers by division. Well, that's true, but it's also a little confusing. And it's confusing because most of us think of comparing numbers as trying to decide if a number is greater than, less than, or equal to another number. But with ratios, we're not trying to compare numbers like that. Instead, we're really trying to see how 2 numbers relate to each other. And so at Math Antics, we like to think of ratios as a relationship between 2 numbers by division. Okay, but how do you compare or show how 2 numbers are related by division? Well, to see what the by division part really means, let's look at an example of a ratio. Excuse me, that's not a ratio, that's a fraction. Oh, it's a ratio all right. Mathematically, ratios and fractions are basically the same thing. It's just that when we use a fraction in a particular way, we call it a ratio. Well, sure, everybody knows that. Well, like I was saying, ratios are basically just like fractions. The difference is how we use them to describe things in the real world. To see what I mean, let's look at examples of how we could use the fraction 1 over 2 and the ratio 1 over 2. Mathematically, these are both the same thing. They're just the division problem 1 divided by 2. But in the case of the fraction, we usually treat it as if it's just a single number. For example, at lunchtime, you might eat one sandwich, or if you're really hungry, you might eat two sandwiches. But if you're not very hungry, you might just have half a sandwich. We can use the fraction 1/2, just like we use 1 or 2 to show how many sandwiches you eat. It's just that in the case of 1/2, we know that it's only part of a sandwich, just a fraction of one. Now let's see how we can use the ratio 1/2. With a ratio, we don't treat it as if it's just a single number. Instead, we pay close attention to the top and bottom numbers because we use them to refer to different things. For example, let's say we're planning to go on a picnic, and for every 2 people that are going on the picnic, we're only bringing 1 sandwich. In that case, we'd say that the ratio of sandwiches to people is 1:2, or 1 sandwich per 2 people. Do you see the difference between our fraction and our ratio? The math part of each of them is the same. But with the fraction, both the top and bottom numbers are referring to the same thing, the sandwich. However, with the ratio, the top and bottom numbers are referring to different things, sandwiches and people. The fraction shows a part of something, but the ratio shows a relationship or a comparison between 2 different things. And you can see that they're the same thing mathematically, because if you did have the ratio of 1 sandwich per every 2 people on a picnic, guess how much of a sandwich each person would get? Yep, half a sandwich. All right, so now you know that fractions and ratios are basically the same thing. But since they're used differently in math, sometimes they're also shown differently. Once in a while, instead of seeing the standard division form, a ratio might be represented with this symbol. When you see a ratio written this way, it just means 1:2 or 1 per 2. For example, in this picture, you could say that the ratio of dogs to cats is 3:2. 3 dogs to 2 cats. And you could also write it in the standard division form, 3 dogs over 2 cats. They're just different ways to write the same ratio. Ratios are used all the time to represent all sorts of things in real-world situations. So let's see a few more examples to help you really understand what ratios are. Have you ever wanted to compare apples to oranges, but someone told you couldn't? Well, you can with a ratio. Now let's say a fruit stand sells 5 apples for every 3 oranges they sell. The ratio of apples to oranges would be 5:3. Or, have you ever helped someone bake cookies? The recipe might tell you that for every 2 cups of flour, you need 1 cup of sugar. That means that the ratio of flour to sugar is 2:1. Or, what about your TV screen or your computer monitor? Have you ever heard someone say that the size or aspect ratio is 16:9? 16:9 is the ratio of the screen's width to its height. So if the screen is 16 inches wide, then its height would be 9 inches tall. Here's another good ratio that you might use in your car. 40 miles per hour. Aha! Didn't you say that a ratio was a relationship between 2 numbers? But 40 miles per hour is just 1 number. Looks like someone's got some explaining to do. Actually, there are 2 numbers. Do you remember how any number can be written like a fraction just by writing 1 as the bottom number? Well, 40 miles per hour is the ratio 40 miles per 1 hour. Well, I guess you have an answer for everything, don't you? 40 miles per 1 hour is a type of ratio that we call a rate. A rate is just a ratio that usually involves a period of time. Here are some common examples of rates. 10 meters per second, $12 per hour, 3 meals per day, 50 games per year. Notice that the bottom numbers in each of these ratios relate to a period of time. Seconds, hours, days, years. And that's why we call them a rate. All right, so that's simple enough. But you might be wondering, why are the bottom numbers of all these rates 1? Couldn't you have a rate like 90 meters per 9 seconds? Or $60 per 5 hours? We sure could. But most of the time, when we have rates like that, we want to convert them into an equivalent rate that has 1 as the bottom number. And that's because whenever the bottom number represents only 1 unit of time, like 1 hour or 1 day, it makes comparing different rates much easier. For example, imagine two cars driving at two different rates. The first car's rate is 120 miles per 3 hours, and the second car's rate is 150 miles per 5 hours. Which car is going faster? Well, it's not all that easy to tell when the rates have different bottom numbers. Fortunately, it's really easy to change a rate so that it has 1 as the bottom number. All you have to do is divide the top number by the bottom number. The answer you get is the top number of the new equivalent rate, and the bottom number is just 1. Rates like this are called unit rates because unit means 1. All right, let's convert the rates of speed for our two cars into unit rates so that we can compare them easily. The first car's rate was 120 miles per 3 hours. So if we take 120 and divide it by 3, we get...
Let's pause it right there. 120 divided by 3. What would be the rate, the unit rate of this particular car? Okay? Remember, we're supposed to divide 120 by 3. Anyone want to give me that answer in the chat? Divided by 3, 40 is correct.
get 40. That means that the unit rate for the first car is 40 miles per hour. The second car's rate was 150 miles per 5 hours.
Okay, let's find the unit rate of this particular car. Remember, we're just dividing 150 by 5. It will be 30. So, now that we put them into their unit rates, they both have the same denominator of 1 hour, and we could compare them a little bit better and see which one's faster.
So if we divide 150 by 5, we get 30. So the unit rate for the second car is 30 miles per hour. And now you can easily tell that the first car is going faster. And you can tell why unit rates are so helpful. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. We've learned that a ratio is basically just like a fraction. But instead of showing what part of something you have, it shows the relationship between two different things. We also learned that when one of those two things is time, we call the ratio a rate. And last of all, we learned how to convert a rate into a unit rate for easy comparison. As always, thanks for watching Math Antics, and I'll see you next time. Learn more.
Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and make this video a material on our class page. Let's go ahead and do that. Material, it'll be ratios and rates video. Well, actually, I'll just put math antics. I'll just put ratio and rates video. How about that? I'm going to add the link to that video right here so you guys can rewatch it later in case you need it as an extra resource. But Moe Max will have its own introduction. You knew the first one was going faster? Well, Sedina, you are very, very, very formidable when it comes to comparing rates. That's really good. It's going to be helpful as we go through this unit. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look. Well, actually, I don't have it on Moe Max. I have not assigned the ratios unit on Moe Max, but I will. So I wanted to introduce it to you guys today with this particular video because that's what we're going to be going into next. After we're done with mean, median, and mode, we'll progress into ratios and rates, and then eventually into probability. A lot of fractions, a lot of that kind of work, but we're going to get through it together. Okay. Would I rather drive for 5 hours or 3? I'd rather drive for 3 hours. At a faster rate, of course. Okay. So, again, your assignment today is to complete this lesson again. Well, actually, not the entire thing. I only actually assigned a few parts of it. The parts where you calculate mean, median, I guess mean and median. So these are your only lessons that you're supposed to complete today on Moe Max. We will do a ratios lesson and a Google Hangout on Wednesday, but this is considered your post test, your post break test. Okay, and I'll be able to compare how you do on this one with your previous scores on this lesson. Okay. And that's really it for today. I'm not going to go further than that. I don't want to assign you more stuff on ratios. You forgot your password, Crystal? That is okay. I'm going to message you right now with your password. Let me go ahead and just pull up an email. And again, you guys can always email me if you forget your password. Let's go ahead and send it to Crystal. Wait a second. Which one is it? I think it's easier if I just go through Google Classrooms. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, let me post this first. So, I posted the ratios and rates video. Excuse me, guys. I've been sneezing a bit lately. Yes. Let's go over here. Where is Crystal? Email. And now I'm gonna have to go into my MobiMax. So let me leave this. Pull this over here. Crystal, I am getting your password right now. Uh-oh. Oh, I can't go there. Roster. There we go. Okay. Make sure this is correct. Oh. All right, Crystal, I sent it to you. Please check your email, your Gmail, preferably. Okay, guys. So remember to get that assignment done on MobiMax. It'll be in the assignments tab, so you'll be able to just log on, and it'll be right there loaded at the very top. So again, you're going to be doing. Click on the assignments tab, do the summarizing numerical data that was assigned today, Monday, April 13th, and that is it for our class. Okay. Again, we'll do MobiMax on ratios on Wednesday. All right. Any questions? Let me check my stream chat. Because the bond numbers, it was 3 and 5. I was thinking I would drive 3. Well, Sedina, I think that was a great way to. I mean, it was a very creative way to figure out which one was going faster. But the problem is, uh, if you just look at the bottom numbers and evaluate them based on how big the bottom numbers are, it wouldn't accurately tell you the rate. But we'll talk about how to do this, and it's quite simple. Ratios are quite easy to figure out. But we got to make sure that we evaluate them on the right principles as opposed to just looking at the bottom numbers and making assumptions based on those. Okay. Again, I'm not gonna assign any work besides the summarizing numerical data. So please get that done, and that'll be the end of the meeting. I'm gonna keep the stream open, although you guys will probably have to message me directly to get help on this. Actually, no, I'm not gonna help you with this. You have to do this independently. All right? Think of it like a quiz. Okie dokie. Any last questions before we all head off? No, no. Okay, let me take attendance really quickly. So, go to second period. Go to this. All right, here it is. Who was here today? Let's find out. I know Vika was here. I know Ben's here. Ben was here. Crystal's here. Annalise is here. Vika was here. Who else? Nathaniel's here. Sedina's here. Thad was here. And Justin? This is Justin. I think I saw Matthew. Matthew, are you here? Type something in the chat. I hope he is. I got a notification from him, so. Ben, yeah, I already got you, Ben. No Justin, no Jesse, no Jackie, no Rachel. Matthew, I'm not sure about, but he did message me earlier. Let's check. What's up, Mr. Holden? Is it okay if I come? Okay, so Jackie was here. Jackie's here. Matthew. And that's pretty much it. I didn't hear from anyone else. Alright. That's it. Everyone else is absent for today. Unfortunately. I already got you, Thad. Alright, submit. Boom. Uh-oh, close this. Haha, you can't see your grades. But you guys are still doing pretty well so far. So that's good. Let's go ahead and end it right here. Please get that summarizing numerical data assignment done. And I will see you guys on Wednesday, okay? Any last questions? All right, guys. Good luck on the lesson. I will see you on Wednesday. Take care.
Wraps up here. I forgot my passport photo. Help me out, Kev. What's up, Minneapolis?
Oh, Jesse was here too. Whoops. Let me go ahead and change that, Jesse.
Woo! I know we are. We're feeling nice and loose. It's the weekend. I tell we got a weekend crowd here. This is good. I can tell you got a little loose already. Now here's how we have to start our shows, because I know you paid your $20 to see a musical performance. I am here to deliver said musical performance, but there's a couple ground rules I need to lay down for everybody to have a good time. Okay? Typically how this goes is the evening gets going and the drinks get flowing. Sometimes we get a little bit of that tough guy stuff that starts to come out. Okay, we're gonna remove that from the room. No tough guy stuff tonight. We release the ego from the room. Straight out the back, we're gonna connect the breath to the motion. We're gonna get a nice vinyasa happening. We're just gonna be chill though, okay? We're having fun. Okay, it's packed. There's somebody standing next to you that you're gonna be bumping elbows. That's fine. Okay, they're not against you. They're just here trying to have a good time like you. Are you with me? All right? She looks like an iPhone user. He looks like an Android user. That's okay. We're not going to fight. All right? Blue text, green text, who gives a... All right? I'm going to count this thing back in. We're going to hit it. Are you with me, Minneapolis?
Are you with me, Minneapolis?
said you could start your little restaurant in space right there next to the Sprint satellite. And I did it, and it failed miserably. I only got 1 star on Yelp. G flat. Because they said the place had no atmosphere.
So we came back to Minneapolis for one reason and one reason alone. To redeem our Yelp score. Kevin's been dicking around with some new keyboard patches the entire way from Madison to here to set up a nice vibe.
Some jerk from Edina left a review saying delivery wasn't fast enough. So I scoured the earth, and I landed in Belgrade, Serbia, and I found the Peter Parker of Postmates, Petar Janic on the cymbals and drums. The fastest pizza delivery boy on the planet, who comes to you with one promise: 30 measures or it's free. Smell what? Some smells? It's not up here. I think it's out there. Hold up. Is that macadamia? Nah. Is that walnuts? Oh, it's some kind of semi-processed nut butter spread, isn't it? I knew it. Hold on, I know that smell. Hold on. Is that almond formation on the court. Is that peanut butter? You can't be big in peanut butter in the general public in 2019. Pitar, you bring your EpiPen? Yo, Pitar's EpiPen's downstairs. You can't be bringing peanut butter into the general. What is that a 5-pound bucket of peanut butter? Hold up, Emily, is that you? Emily! Oh, Emily! No. I don't know. They do it in New Zealand. We can't do that here in Minneapolis. You can't just bring a 5-pound jug of peanut butter to the gig. Since she did it, I got no choice. The only EpiPen I know right here in Minneapolis is jelly. Can I put some jelly on it? Can I put some jelly on it? I mean, I know it's a peanut butter jelly joke, and it's the weekend, so you should be a little more hyped. Hold up. Kev, don't tell me we're dealing with a jam crowd here.